Welcome back to True Crime Watch. Today we delve into the unsettling case of Dylan Rounds, a young man whose dream of becoming a farmer turned into a nightmare. This story unfolds against the backdrop of vast, unforgiving landscapes and shattered dreams, leaving a trail of unanswered questions and a heartbroken family. Born in August 2002, Dylan's roots were firmly planted in Rigby, Idaho, a place where the spirit of agriculture thrives. Growing up surrounded by fertile fields, Dylan nurtured a passion for farming from a young age. This passion would soon take him on a journey far from the familiar comfort of his hometown. In his late teens, driven by an unwavering sense of purpose, Dylan set his sights on a plot of land near Lucin, Utah. This remote location, starkly different from his Idaho upbringing, presented a unique challenge. The land, classified as desert, wasn't ideal for farming, but for Dylan, it represented an opportunity to build his own agricultural legacy. With unwavering determination, he embarked on this venture, fueled by his love for the land and the promise of a self-made future. Living on the outskirts of Dylan's property was James Brenner, a man shrouded in secrecy. News reports estimate his birth year to be around 1963. Details about James's past are scarce, but what is known paints a disturbing picture. James's presence on the land was unauthorized. Utah law considers such individuals squatters, with no legal right to reside there. His criminal record cast a long shadow. Charges of attempted murder and firearm possession hinted at a troubled past, raising concerns about his character. Despite the disparity in age and background, Dylan and James crossed paths. James occasionally helped Dylan with farm chores, an uneasy alliance given James's criminal history. Little did anyone know, this connection would become central to a horrifying mystery. The year is 2022. May 27th dawns on the desolate landscape surrounding Dylan's land. Undeterred by the harsh environment, Dylan spends the night diligently planting seeds, a testament to his dedication and tireless work ethic. The following morning, a seemingly ordinary phone call takes place between Dylan and his grandmother. Dylan mentions needing to move his truck to the nearby shed due to rain. This mundane conversation, a brief glimpse into Dylan's day, would become the last confirmed contact with the young farmer. 2 agonizing days pass with no sign of Dylan. A sense of unease creeps in, escalating into full-blown alarm as Dylan's absence stretches on. A desperate search is launched, with authorities and Dylan's family scouring the unforgiving terrain surrounding his land. The vastness of the search area and the unforgiving climate make the search a daunting task. As days turn into weeks, the urgency intensifies, fueled by the agonizing wait for any sign of Dylan. The initial response from law enforcement is met with frustration by Dylan's mother, Candice Cooley. She expresses her disappointment at the authorities' early dismissal of her concerns. News reports suggest that some officials initially downplayed the situation, suggesting Dylan might have simply changed his mind about life on the farm and ventured out on his own. This explanation, however, fails to resonate with Candice, who knows her son's unwavering commitment to his dream.
Specialized teams, they're trying to get help from law enforcement, the being shrugged off. He's just a teenager, he disappeared, or he wanted to go partying, he'll be back, all that stuff that we knew wasn't true.
Adding another layer of complexity to the unfolding story is the discrepancy in reports regarding the number of agencies involved in the search. Authorities have told the press that 30 agencies were involved in the search effort. However, Dylan's mum, Candice Cooley, has corrected this information in a statement, stating that there were only 8 or 10 agencies involved, and many of them were not cooperating properly. According to Mrs. Cooley, the search was hampered by a lack of urgency and cooperation from some agencies, forcing families to take matters into their own hands and organize their own search parties.
I know that you, your ex-husband, the community, 30 law enforcement agencies, I believe, according to the press.
No, there was not 30 law enforcement agencies. That is such such a farce. There is not even close. And I have wanted to call that out when I seen it in Box Elder's press release. The state of Idaho helped. They processed Dylan's pickup and grain truck because Box Elder didn't do it. They sent it home. Elko helped. Weber County the FBI, the state of Utah, as far as their lab, the state of Utah lab, and then there's 3 agencies we brought in, and that's it. There's not over 10. They are just grasping at trying to make themselves look good. That is an absolute lie.
And I know when I spoke to you in the past, you had issues with Box L during the investigation, and your ex-husband did as well. Are there things that you want to clear up now that the investigation has been concluded?
Oh, we still absolutely have issues with them. There'll be a lot more as we move forward to try to educate law enforcement on mishandling a case and kind of how Dylan's case went. Everybody's big thing is, are you going to sue him? Are you going to sue him? Are you going to sue him? Well, suing law enforcement, what is that going to do? They're going to pay you off, and they're going to go on their merry way, and they're going to do it again. They need to be held accountable, be educated, and make a change in how they handle things moving forward. They never did redeem themselves with us. They consistently, through the case, even through once a prosecutor got a hold of it and different evidence that we still found as a family and things that had happened, they still shrugged it off. They still blackballed us. They did everything they could in their power to not have to deal with us.
After 2 days of searching, a chilling discovery is made. One of Dylan's boots is found, stained with blood. This grim evidence casts a dark shadow over the investigation, transforming hope into a gnawing fear. Authorities immediately take the boot for DNA testing. The results are conclusive. The blood on the boot belongs to Dylan. This discovery marks a turning point in the case. Law enforcement agencies, previously hesitant to fully commit resources, now take the investigation very seriously. The search intensifies, with a renewed focus on the area surrounding the shed, where Dylan mentioned needing to move his truck. The search leads investigators to the shed, a ramshackle structure located on the property. With a sense of trepidation, they enter the shed and begin a meticulous examination. Although they don't seize any evidence initially, they photograph the contents, which include gunpowder and bullets consistent with muzzle-loading firearms. Gunpowder and bullets in the shed throws the investigation into overdrive. The initial decision by law enforcement to only photograph the contents instead of seizing them raises questions. However, a new development sheds further light on the situation. A neighbor, witnessing the heightened search activity, approaches the authorities with a crucial piece of information. He reveals that James Brenner had approached him a few days prior, requesting to store his guns and ammunition at the neighbor's residence. This request raises red flags, as James is a convicted felon and prohibited from possessing firearms. The neighbor, initially unaware of the seriousness of the situation, agreed to hold on to the guns for safety. Meanwhile, Dylan's mum, Candice Cooley, provides another crucial detail to investigators. She reveals that she and a family member had witnessed James Brenner cleaning out the shed shortly after Dylan's disappearance. This unusual activity, combined with James's attempt to hide his firearms, fuels suspicion. The seemingly insignificant detail of cleaning the shed takes on a sinister connotation, raising questions about what James was trying to conceal. With renewed focus on James Brenner, investigators return to the shed, this time seizing the firearms and other evidence they had previously photographed. A meticulous examination of the seized items reveals a muzzle-loading firearm, further solidifying James's connection to the missing Dylan. However, the most damning piece of evidence comes from an unexpected source: Dylan's phone. Recovered from a nearby pond, the phone holds a chilling secret. A time-lapse video captured on Dylan's phone reveals James Brenner cleaning a firearm, with what appears to be bloodstains on his clothes. This time-lapse video, an accidental recording triggered by an unknown button press, could be the key to unlocking the truth about Dylan's disappearance. Armed with this irrefutable evidence, investigators confront James Brenner. DNA testing confirms the bloodstains on the shirt in the video belong to Dylan. The gun that James was cleaning in the video was identified as a short gun, the same gun he had asked his neighbor to hold on to. Following up on this lead, investigators retrieved the gun from the neighbor's residence and confirmed it matched the firearm in the video. This undeniable connection between the gun, the video, and James's attempt to hide it solidified his involvement in Dylan's disappearance. Following James Brenner's arrest in March 2023, a relentless search for Dylan's remains unfolds. The vastness of the search area and the passage of time make this daunting task. Months pass, filled with agonizing uncertainty for Dylan's family and the search teams. Then, in April 2024, a glimmer of hope emerges. Human remains are discovered in Lucin, Utah, near the area where Dylan's land was located. Forensic testing confirms the remains belong to Dylan. This discovery brings a measure of closure to Dylan's family, allowing them to lay him to rest. The legal proceedings against James Brenner continue. Facing a life sentence if convicted of aggravated murder, James's legal team negotiates a plea deal with prosecutors. In May 2024, James Brenner pleads guilty to the lesser charge of second-degree murder.
In that case, as to count one murder, a second-degree felony to that charge. How do you plead?
Guilty.
As part of the plea agreement, James confesses to killing Dylan and reveals the location of Dylan's remains. This confession, a turning point in the case, brings long-awaited answers to Dylan's family and allows them to grieve their loss with a sense of finality. The exact motive behind the crime remains unclear. Some speculate that the disagreement over the use of the shed or a potential conflict over the land itself might have played a role. However, without a clear statement from James, the true motive remains shrouded in speculation. The story of Dylan Rounds serves as a stark reminder of the importance of taking missing person reports seriously and the enduring power of hope, even in the face of unimaginable tragedy. In the aftermath of this case, Dylan's family establishes a non-profit organization dedicated to helping other families searching for missing loved ones. This act of resilience and determination carries Dylan's legacy forward, offering a beacon of hope amidst the darkness. This concludes our exploration of the tragic case of Dylan Rounds. While the legal chapter has closed, the memory of a young life cut short serves as a reminder of the fragility of life and the importance of cherishing those around us. If you or someone you know is struggling with violence or feels unsafe, here are some resources that can help. National Domestic Violence Hotline 1-800-799-7233. Crisis Text Line. Text HOME to 741741. The National Sexual Assault Hotline 800-656-HOPE. Thank you for joining us on True Crime Watch. Please consider subscribing for more in-depth explorations of true crime stories. Let us know your thoughts on this case in the comments below.